All right. So I want everybody to be clear, and I know, Rose, that you don't have access to the computer, uh,
So,
but I want to make sure everybody's clear on this $10 enrollment that's going on, the Share the Love, because we're having really great success, and Avon has extended the deadline now through August 20th, and I have heard through the grapevine. I don't know if it will happen. I'm hoping it will, but as long as we keep getting really good success with this $10 kit, I have a feeling that the rumors may be truth, and it will be extended maybe for an additional campaign or a couple weeks. So
let's
the way
hope.
yeah, let's hope. So
Yeah.
as you know, right, it's a $10 enrollment kit, and for the $10 they get two of the Best of Beauty sampler packs. They get a $10 lipstick, the 10 lipstick sample bullets. They get 5 new samples. They get 5 Skin So Soft samples. They get 10 uh, brochures, and then they of course get their free online store. So what we're talking about with this group that comes on for that $10 is that we've got to get them started really quickly, because they have a very tight time frame to get their first order in order for them to earn all the perks. So we're talking about what we call ready now tools. So the ready now tools, of course, is their e-store, to make sure they get their e-store up and running and get that published so that they can share it with their friends and family through Facebook, and texting it and emailing their link out and talking about it to everybody, right? And then the next tool that they should be using is the Daily Care Flyer. Now,
Okay.
they'll get information from Avon about the Daily Care Flyer, but it's important that you talk about it and show it to them, email it to them, text it to them, and just make sure they know that they don't have to sit around and wait for their kit to come in. Because if they do that, they're going to miss the deadline in order for them to, get the perks for that, the tote bag and stuff. So we need to make sure their first order is going to be orders from their e-store and orders from that Daily Care Flyer. And then in their second campaign, that's when they can continue using that Daily Care Flyer, but then start using their brochures. All right, because the appointments are coming in so quickly that the kits are going out a little bit slower than they would normally. So it might be 10 days before they get that kit in the mail. We don't want them to wait. We want them to get started with their e-store and start taking orders from the Daily Care bundle. So in their first campaign of any size, right? So it doesn't matter how much they sell, as long as they submit an order within one campaign of joining, Avon's going to send them 2 more Best of Beauty sampler packs and then 5 more brochures so that they can add those brochures to the other 10 that are coming in. And then in their second campaign, if they submit an order of $150 or more, Avon's going to reward them with 5 more brochures and then this cute little tote bag where they can display their favorite products. And then if their first and second and third campaigns cumulatively comes to $500 or more, then Avon's going to ship them the premium kit, which is a $400 value. So as you can see from the picture, it's got 50 samples, 20 brochures, and it includes 20 full-size products and that beautiful tote bag that has the insert that they can actually put their brochures in and their samples and organize that bag. If you've not seen the bag, it's really terrific. Like the front zips down and they can fold it out to like have a nice display of their products. It's just really terrific. But for your new representatives to achieve this whole incentive, again, they've got to get a quick start, like right out of the gates. And I think I have, here. So I wanted to show you this. Here's the timeline. And I got all of these things off of Vibe, by the way. Oh, that's not what I wanted to show you. So all these flyers were on Vibe. Where did I put that other flyer? Incentives. Oh my gosh, I've got to clean off my desktop. It's bad, right?
Well,
Yeah, this looks horrible. I can't find anything. Yeah, I've like started pulling things on my desktop that I've been using like all the time, and now I can't find anything. All right, give me 30 seconds. Where did I put that flyer? Oh man.
I don't know, but I signed somebody else up today.
Did you?
I,
Congratulations. Terrific. Yeah, so if they
she
sign
was
up
all set.
today, I think they have until like the 21st. I'm pretty sure the 21st is when they have to get their first order in. So it's like a really quick turnaround. We need to make sure, that they're well aware that here, I think it's here.
And one of my persons who didn't place an order in her first go around, she placed it on her second.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't sign up with a $10 kit. It came after her. She actually earned the prize, the 2 beauty bags and the extra books, because she called to tell me, and I said, "Oh, I saw it on my Vibe actually." So
Oh, that's terrific. Okay, so here,
yeah,
if they signed up between July 25th and August 6th, they have until August 21st. And so you can see, so 2 weeks after August 21st will be this next round. So anybody
mhm.
from August 7th through August 20th will have to have their first order in. I guess it's going to be like about September 4th. But yeah, you can just look at the updated flyer on Vibe for that information. So if you had anybody that signed up, as of yesterday, make sure they know they've got to get their first order in by the 21st. They have to get their second order in by September 4th, and they have to get their third order in by September 18th. So yeah, that next round, they're going to have their order in by September 4th. So so somebody that signed up today has to get their first order in by September 4th. All right. So don't let them miss. I mean, I'd hate for them to miss those fun perks, right?
Yeah, and actually the last 2 people I signed up ended up going with the $25 kits, and I'm like, "No, you only need the $10 one." "Oh no, I'd rather have the 25." I'm
Right.
like, "Okay."
Yeah, whatever. Hey, but that's
Yeah.
all right. So look, that any kit that they choose, they still get to play in this.
Yeah, I did find that out from Avon, because I did
Right.
call to ask. Because in
Right.
the last, I think 3 weeks, I added 4 people to my team, possibly 5.
Oh, that is terrific. That's
Oh,
terrific.
it's scary. I'm not gonna lie, it's scary.
That's terrific. People that have been struggling for a while are finding, and I don't know why, because I mean we've done this before. Having kits of $10 kits, but it for some reason I think it's just this extra incentive seems to be the
Maybe.
ticket. So, Mary, I see that you've joined us, and I'm sorry I didn't return your phone call over the weekend. I have been just slammed working on these kickoff events for the American Cancer Society, and I worked like all weekend long making copies and filling folders, and I just didn't answer my phone. I just was like crazy
Oh, that's
busy.
okay. It's all
So,
right.
so you're asking, your new representative was saying that she wanted to earn a tote bag. So I'm wondering if she was referring to the tote bag in this incentive, which I'm showing you
Yeah,
a picture of it.
I pulled it
So
up and explained it to her how
okay.
the process that she had to put her first order in by the 21st. Really, I told her
Mhm.
the 19th because I didn't even want to say 21st. I just said the 19th,
Right, right. That's pretty smart.
And
And that way, if she misses it, you can say, "Oh my gosh,
yeah, so
you're
I
going to
just
have
said
two. You've got 2 more days. Avon's extended it to 2 more days."
I told her. And I told her, I said, we're trying to get $150 each campaign. So,
So, I still go back to, especially on this first campaign, using that formula, the 2.5 formula, to find out,
right.
and just asking them, how much they want to earn in the next week or two. How much, do you want to put in your pocket? And because I really love that formula. I mean, if they tell you, and I know I had you bring your phones out last time, just take, if they say they want to earn $200 and you times 2.5, that means they have to sell $500, right? And if you divide that by $20, the cost of the kit, they have to sell 25 daily care bundles in order to put $200 in their pocket. So, giving them that formula, they might go home and say, okay, maybe I want to put $300 in my pocket. So if you give them the formula, say, look, if you want to earn something different, either more or less, just go home or after we hang up or after we're done talking, you can, use the formula yourself and figure out what you want. So anyway, all right, so let's go ahead and kick off our group seminar. So did all of that make sense, ladies?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you for joining. And I was not able to send a recording of the coaching collaboration because I never recorded the previous classes because I had 100% attendance. So I didn't record it since everybody was on. So, but look, no big deal. It was just a review of that particular module, and what we would have spent the most time on was just talking about the hot topic. But we have a new hot topic for this time around on working the plan. Let's go through the agenda. So we're going to be talking tonight about what do we mean by working the plan for the campaign and for the quarter. We're going to talk about understanding your results and finding your gaps and then planning to take action. And then we'll finish up talking about the multiplier, which is your team. So you're not going to believe this, but this is really our last official module. I mean, we have one more, but the next one's called Wrapping It Up, and we're just going to talk about the whole program and just highlight each of the modules that we've gone through. So this is really your last homework. The last time you're going to have to be really working. So the next time around, we'll just be sitting back and talking about your key learnings and talking about each individual module. There's a little testing to see if you remember some things, and then I'm going to set a time to come in. Since we have such a small class, instead of having you all meet up in a group, I'm going to just meet with you one-on-one in the area that you live in order to make it convenient, because we have you all over the map. Rose is in St. Cloud, and Kathy, you're like in the Ocala area, right? Or that area. And then we have Mary way up in Jacksonville, so no use having you guys drive all over the place. We'll go ahead. And Ariel lives in Palm Coast, so I'll just meet with you one-on-one. I'll take you out to lunch or dinner or breakfast, whatever meal you want to meet up for, and I'll give you your little gifts, your graduation gifts, and your little certificates, and we'll just do it that way. And it gives me an opportunity to get into those areas and work, so it'll be good for me as well. So it is our last seminar, Working the Plan, right? And this one focuses on what happens after you begin to execute your plan. So it's important to track your progress so that you can adjust your plan along the way. And this is where the real fun begins. And you don't want to look back at the end of a campaign or after a number of campaigns and say, I shoulda, I coulda, woulda. You want to be proactive and basically take a pulse on how your activities are, or maybe they're not, supporting a successful campaign or the achievement of your long-term goals. So today we're going to review when and how to track your progress along with the red flags that can help you identify if you need to adjust your approach. But before we get started, let's take stock of how we're working our plans today. So I want to ask you guys, how often do you track your business results?
Not all the time. I'm better at it now since the classes.
Okay.
And since getting more team people, because I have really added a lot. I've doubled my team, if not almost tripled. So I only had 2 or 3 people to begin with, and I think I'm up to 9.
Oh, terrific.
And
that's good news.
One of my downlines also added somebody. So
great. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely need to keep our downline informed on the incentives if they, if they're not, keeping track of what's going on, because what a great opportunity for you to add new leaders to your team, people that in the past might not have shown any interest, or the brand new people that you're bringing on your team, they need to know how easy it is with the $10 enrollment fee to get people started. And what a perfect time, right? The kids are going to be going back to school. People start settling down now that their vacations are wrapping up. And they start thinking about, earning, how am I going to afford Christmas? Where am I going to find the extra money? So what a great time for us to have this share the love incentive. So we need to make sure that our team knows. So great. So Kathy, with you adding the bigger your team, right, the more often you're going to find yourself looking at your progress report. We're going to talk about that. So I'm glad to hear that you're spending more time looking at that. So
Yeah.
let me ask the group as well, do you find that you adjust your approach if you're not on track? So if you see that you're not on track to finish a campaign, what do you do? What, do you find that you're adjusting things when you see that you're not on track?
What do you mean with that, adjusting?
So if you see, like, for example, Rose, um, if if you need a certain amount of sales from your team in order to keep your title, and you see when you look at your computer reports, if you go into Vibe and you look to see, and maybe you're $500 away from where you need to be,
Mm-hmm.
do you adjust what you're doing in order to try to, what is it that you might do to get there?
To call them or do it myself that I go back out to get the orders.
Okay, so you contact your team members that haven't placed orders?
Yes.
Okay, and Mary says call her customers to get to her goal, so that's good as well. So perfect, yeah, that's exactly what you should be doing.
Uh-huh.
All right, so it's important to track your progress so you can take the right action and achieve your goals, right? So first, you want to track your progress in the short term or during the current campaign, right? I mean, that's the most important, to see where you are right now. So you have the opportunity to easily see if you're on track to maintain your current title, or if you're on track to advance to the next title. So you can adjust your actions to ensure your success. And it's important to also keep an eye on your progress toward your long-term goals. I recommend, and Avon recommends as well, that you track your progress versus your goals that you set, that we talked about in the goal setting module of the program, at least every 6 campaigns or every quarter. So it's going to give you the opportunity to adjust your plan as needed, and then celebrate your successes. So you want to stay on track to achieve your dreams. I mean, that's why we're doing this program. So when focusing on the current campaign, and hopefully you guys are looking at this, right? The progress report, it's like my favorite report on Vibe. And Rose, I know that you have, some computer challenges. So certainly when you and I get together, I'm going to help you look at these reports, because for me, I think the progress report is like the coolest tool ever. But when focusing on the current campaign, we're taking stock of the immediate short-term needs to maintain your current title, or maybe you're even getting close to the next title, so it's good to keep your eye on the ball there, right? And within Vibe, so the individual progress report, it provides a really nice window into our performance, and it just allows us to keep a pulse on where we're doing well and the areas of risk from campaign to campaign. So, and I know, Mary, you have some challenges as well, but any of you, when we do our one-on-ones, when we're doing the little graduation get together, we'll meet up somewhere where I can bring the computer, and if you have any needs when it comes to reading your reports, because it at this point in your career, learning how to read your reports on Vibe is going to be key to your future success. So, we'll just continue working on all of that. All right, guys. But when we identify an area of risk, it's just important to deploy those quick hit tactics to remedy any situation where it might be detrimental if you don't work on it. So this could include doing something yourself, like Rose said. She might have to put in more orders herself in order to reach her goal, or providing real-time coaching to the people in your downline, calling them and coaching them to get their orders in on time, and doing add-on orders if necessary for them to reach their goals. But so let me ask all of you, how often do you guys check your progress report?
Once a week.
Once a week, okay. Anybody else? I guess I should be looking at the chat box. I'm not looking at the chat box.
I pretty much go in and check I'm pretty good about checking Vive daily, and I'll take a glimpse at it.
Okay.
Just a glimpse and look.
Right, and I think that
turn around, but it is turning around. It's just a matter of getting all these new people.
Yes. Yep.
Boy,
Yeah.
it's been tough to try to get hold of everybody, and everybody has different schedules.
Yeah. And the bigger your team, the more time, when we talked about in planning the time management piece, you'll start moving, you'll start tweaking that as your team grows, and you're going to put more emphasis and more focus on managing your team, where you haven't had to do that in the past.
Right.
So, certainly your calendar will look a lot different, in 3 months than it does today. So, but that's exciting. That's really exciting.
It is.
All right. So let's, I'm going to read this example. So I want to introduce you to Carrie. So Carrie is a bronze leader who recently participated in the Leadership Development Program. She checks her progress during the current campaign and finds that she has achieved 99% of her current title's requirements, and she is thrilled that her efforts are paying off. Carrie has a goal to become a silver leader in the next year. She checks her progress towards the silver leader requirements so she can adjust her activities and achieve her goal. All righty. So let's look at what's keeping Carrie from becoming a silver leader. So in order to achieve silver leader status, Carrie needs to increase her total team sales, right? And she needs to add, so in the new compensation plan, she needs, let's see, I'm trying to look at this. I always struggle with the pink boxes here. All right. So
you can't really read them.
I know, I'm having a hard time saying. So in order to achieve silver leader status, so a bronze leader, she needs to have 8,000. So silver leader, she needs 12,500, right? So she.
Yep.
Yes.
So according to this, she needs over $4,500 more in team sales to get to the next level, right? And then in the new compensation plan, she also needs a leader. So on the bottom, and the screen on the bottom right, she has one. So this slide was made before the new compensation plan. So she has one leader, but we don't know. It could be that person's only a silver ambassador, right? So she actually needs a leader, not an ambassador. So she needs somebody like herself. So she needs somebody just like herself. She needs somebody that's going to be a bronze leader or above in order to get to the next level, right? But, she begins to think about how she can adjust her plan to achieve these goals. So even if she can't get them done within this campaign, she's going to put things in motion to get them done for the next few campaigns. So what do you suppose Carrie can do to increase her total team sales for the current campaign?
Reach out to them. Maybe mentor someone who's close to moving up.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And she's she's just a little bit off. She's at 99% and as you can see, you know, there Avon puts a little check mark next to where she's achieved her personal sales, and she's got her first generation order. She only needed 10, she had 37, but I mean, she's only $97 away from her $8,000 goal, right? So she's at
Yeah.
7,903.
I think I'd be ordering something myself.
Right. Or, you know, the first thing you want to do is just call. And now with the flexible ordering, you know, we don't have to worry about people missing their, you know, their date. So, you know, she has 37 people that have placed orders. You know, certainly she has more people that she can call and say, hey, you know, don't forget, got to get your order in by 5 o'clock tomorrow. You know, so, you know, whatever the deadline is, you know, go in. So that's important for you guys as your teams get larger and you're trying to get to the next goal or you're trying to keep your title. If you're only $97 away and there are 2 more days left in the campaign, it's time to get on the phone, right? It's time to put it on Facebook. It's time to text it, you know, all your no orders. You can go to your no order report, see who's not placed an order, and get the word out that it's time to place your order. You only have 2 more days. So, and if not, you know, you don't want to miss your commission check by $97. So if you can't get, you know, we have what a 5 o'clock cutoff was today, right?
Right.
If you're still $97 away, or maybe by today you're only $30 away, yeah, you might want to be placing an order yourself, or placing an order on your e-store in order to not miss out on your commission check. So certainly, you know, you've got to, and Rose actually said that, you know, I may have to place another order. If not, you know, I'm going to be calling my downline to make sure they place orders. And, you know, on the screen on the right, she's 78%. You know, what the only thing that she's lacking is the leader and the team sales, but she's not that far off. You know, she's $4,500 off of her team sales, and she just, I mean, with Christmas coming, I mean, it's just going to take more people on her team to get there, and that extra leader bringing somebody up the ranks is certainly going to help. So for example, you know, let's just say she already has an ambassador on the team. So let's just say she has a gold ambassador, and a gold ambassador needs $4,000 in sales. Well, if that gold ambassador's goal is to get to bronze leader sales are at 8,000. Unit sales have to be at 8,000. So if Carrie works with her gold ambassador and really promotes this $10 enrollment fee, and she brings on a good number of people between now and the end of this incentive, you know, certainly moving into fourth quarter when the sales are huge, that one person growing by $4,000 is going to get Carrie where she needs to be, right? So you don't have to think about doing it all by yourself, because your unit sales come from your whole unit, not just from you and your first generation. It comes from everybody under you. So if she works, you know, consistently with that one person to help them achieve their goal of bronze leader, it's going to get Carrie to where she needs to be to get to her next title. So hopefully that all makes sense. So Carrie is, she's rocking it. So to increase her total team sales with this campaign, we sort of just already talked about that, you know, things that she can pull on, you know, a couple different levers. For example, you know, she can try to increase the number of overall orders by seeking all those who haven't placed an order, like we talked about. And then the second thing that we haven't talked about is increasing the average order size for the orders that are still left to be placed. So, you know, maybe her average order has been low with the team of people that have already submitted their orders. So as she's reaching out and talking to those people who have not yet placed an order, you know, based on the average order of the rest of her team, she needs to maybe come up with some plans on how to get the people that still are getting ready to place orders to take their order even higher, talking about a specific product offer, making sure they check out the back cover of the current brochure. What is it that they're going to add on to the order to take that average order even higher. So certainly she's so close. She's definitely gonna make her goal. All right, so here's some ideas for increasing Carrie's team total orders. So I think we probably covered all of this, but sharing best practices on social media. So maybe we didn't talk about that. So, and then following up with representatives with no order, sharing ideas for creating an order during this current campaign. So is there anything else you guys can think of that she could do to increase her total team orders during this current campaign that we've not already talked about?
Let's see. What do we got going on?
I know. I think we've covered a lot.
I don't know. She's reached out to her team, and she's using the social media. Not unless she's out walking around finding new customers.
So if she's sharing best practices on social media, she's probably doing the same for her own,
Right.
e-store. So I think she's covered all of her bases. I think so. All right, so now let's talk about her team average order size. So, and by the way, if you're not familiar with the term average order size, it's calculated by taking the total team sales, the value, and then dividing it by the number of orders. So, maybe right now her orders were, let's back up here. I'm going to back up. All right, I'm going to back up even one more, two more, maybe three more here. All right, so her total team sales were $7,903. Let me get my cell phone. All right, so 7,903 divided by, she has 37 orders. So she has a really great average order size, $213.59. So what she's going to want to do with those last couple people to get those orders in is try to get them to have an average order even larger than that. But really, she doesn't have to worry, because one small order, is going to get her to where she needs to be, right?
Right.
Okay, but that's how you calculate your average order. So if you're not sure, wherever you stand. So like yesterday, if you were looking at your progress report and seeing that you were still short to make what you need to bill out tonight at your current title, you could have just taken all your team sales that were on your progress report and divided it by the number of people who replaced an order. And that would give you your average order size. But the other things that she can do to increase average order size is share add-on sales ideas with the team. So for example, when a customer buys a lipstick, talk to her about adding a lip liner to match, and then share cross-category sales ideas with your team. So for example, if she buys jewelry, encourage her to add makeup to finish a look. For each sale, think about online sales. People who purchase this item also purchase. So how if you buy anything online, right, you go to Amazon or you go, any of those websites, and you're searching something, you will always find beneath that, the people that search this item also, or people who will purchase this item, are also looking at this item. So we need to be better at that. So when we're talking to our downline, we need to encourage them to do that. Just each sale, think about your experiences with online sales and do that with your customers. So when they're taking a customer order, they can say, well, I've found that my customers who have purchased that usually also buy this as well. When they purchase this fragrance, they're also buying the matching body lotion. So we need to encourage our downline members to do that same thing. Does that make sense?
Yes, we call that
All right.
upselling.
Yeah, right. So yeah, exactly. You know, when you go to McDonald's and you order fries, don't they always
Yeah,
say, "Don't do you want to
yeah,
drink with your fries?" Or
absolutely. They
you know,
always,
lately, you know, they've been asking about, you know, their iced coffees. Would you like to order our iced coffee today? So, but
oh
all of
yeah.
these are really great ways to increase the average order size. And it's just, you know, we just need to make sure that we're training our downline members to do the same thing.
And the
All right.
customers really appreciate that too because they feel like we
Sure.
really care about them. And especially
Exactly.
something that's on sale, you can tell them, today if you buy one, you get one for half price. Or I try to always remember to do that because I'm always looking to increase my sales.
Right. And you know, think about those customers that you've serviced, you know, over and over again, and maybe you've not heard
Yeah,
from them. You know, they didn't place an order this campaign, but you see that their favorite skincare or their
right.
favorite fragrance is on sale. You know, you're going to call them and say, you know, hey, Mary, I know that you didn't place an order this campaign, but I'm getting ready to submit my order tomorrow, and I know that you love Amari and it's a buy one get one half price. Don't you want me to order that? You know, that way you'll have enough fragrance for the rest of
I
the
have
year,
done that.
you know?
And
So
then
certainly.
The A box on the back of the brochure is good too. The A box on the back of the
Oh yeah.
brochure,
Oh my
$10
gosh.
for 40. Yeah.
I love the A box. Number one, I
Yeah.
love the
Me too.
presentation. I think the presentation is just terrific. And so, ladies, you know, it's something else that we need to teach our downline is that they need to promote the A box. But also, a lot of people, a lot of our representatives aren't aware that they can order the A boxes for any uncommitted orders, you know. So if they have, you know, if they have $40, you know, left after they submit their order, they can order one themselves. So, you know, so if they order extra A boxes as they're delivering their orders to their customers, they can show off the A box and say, hey, you know, I know you didn't order this with your order, but I have it for you today. If you're interested, you know, it's $10 plus tax. So, but that way the customers will see it and realize what a great value it is if you show it off to every customer. So again, you know, it's just these ideas that y'all are talking about, you've got to make sure your downline is sharing it with their downline, you know, that everybody knows that they need to do these things to increase average order, activity, you know, everything that we can do for them to reach their goal is going to help you reach your goal, right? Okay. So now we move on to talking about how Carrie can increase the number of leaders. And like I said before, this might not be possible during this current campaign, but Carrie needs to start working towards this goal now if she wants to take her business to the next level. So if she wants to get to silver leader and she needs another leader on her team, she already has an ambassador, that she's got to work on getting that ambassador moved up. So, you know, she can do a couple of these things. She can recruit new representatives who might be interested in leadership, or actually work with a person, you know, identifying that team member who's already a leader or potential leader, discuss the leadership opportunity with them and coach them to help them achieve the next title. But certainly, since she already has a silver ambassador on her team, that's going to be, if I were Carrie, that's the person I'm going to focus on, right? And
Right.
then the coaching tip is remember, only coach those who want to be coached and ask for permission first. All right. So what else do you think Carrie can do to increase the number of leaders on her team? Is there anything else that we should add to this? I really think I think what they have on the screen is probably all, right? So recruit new representatives who might be interested in leadership. And guys, this $10 enrollment is such a blessing for us right now. So I think these new reps that we're bringing on certainly could be future leadership representatives. And then, you know, in our past modules, we talked about, you know, how to identify the team members who would be good potential leaders. So we just need to revisit that, and figure out who our potential leaders might be and making sure that they know what leadership's all about. And the word leadership in itself is sort of, to me, a little intimidating. I like to, instead of saying leadership, I always, instead of saying, or would you be interested in being a leader? I like to call it a team captain. Would you like to be a team captain or a team leader? That sounds better than just a leader. Would you like to be a team leader where you can have your own team like me? You could be just like me and have your own team and start earning from your team. So, that's just something over the years that I've learned that leadership just sounds intimidating to a lot of people. So maybe if they've been involved in other companies in the past, sponsoring people into the business is another way of talking about network marketing. So we just need to be careful in the words that we choose so that we don't scare anybody off, right? Okay, so let's shift our attention from tracking short-term results to tracking where we are versus our long-term goals. And it's a great idea. Like I know we said it before, it's a good idea to go through this exercise every quarter or like 6 campaigns at a minimum. So another report that I love as well, and you can find this on Vibe, but you want to follow the same steps to track your long-term progress as you did to track your short-term. And look at your results versus your goals. Find your gaps and then adjust your plan to take action. Tracking your long-term progress also will allow you to do another important thing. Do you know what that is? It's celebrate. You want to celebrate your success. So if you're tracking your long-term progress, right. So you've got to celebrate your success, even if it's just a little success. And like Mary's like, oh, I have 2 new people. Well, celebrate that.
Yes.
And Kathy's like, I've tripled my team. My goodness, you want to celebrate that. So all 3 of you have something that you need to celebrate your successes, right?
Yay!
And tell you want to brag about it. Brag to your family. Say, oh, guess what I did? I have new people that joined my team today. You want your family to celebrate with you, right? Now, and if you don't have that support, then just find somebody that's going to celebrate with you and say, great job. If you need to call me, I'll celebrate with you. So we'll celebrate at our one-on-one dinner, lunch, breakfast, coming up. So certainly, celebrate your success, right? Okay. And if you don't set long-term goals, how would you track your long-term progress? I mean, you can't. This is just another reason why goals are really important. And without them, you wouldn't know what you're shooting for. You wouldn't know what you're going to be celebrating. So it's just real important. Of course, we're an unusual company because we start over every 2 weeks. It's crazy. It is crazy. Every 2 weeks we start over. So we have to set short-term goals, unfortunately, every 2 weeks. So the short-term goal might be, I just want to keep my title. I don't want to lose my title. And then your long-term goal might be that you want to get to the next title by the end of the year. So just don't forget to set that long-term goal and celebrate all your successes along the way. So this chart on the screen represents an example of a gold ambassador and her results after 6 campaigns. And you can see she'll want to adjust her actions to make up some ground if she wants to achieve her goals for the year. So she can celebrate her personal sales. They were good, right? So, the personal sales were good. She's making it happen with her customers, but now she might want to focus on sharing how she does it with her team. So, she was just falling short a little bit. She had a few little gaps. So we're going to go ahead and talk about that. All right. So, let's talk about how you can impact your long-term personal results if you identify a gap. So here are some ideas that you might try if you need to adjust your plan. So under personal results, it might be prospecting more to meet new people, going back to the people that you know and contacting them. You know, we talk about the 5 by 5, make 5 contacts a day, 5 days a week. You might conduct an Avon opportunity meetings. You might want to call it, you know, if you have people that you've talked to, maybe on the fence, or you're meeting people, you could do things like I love calling them, instead of an opportunity meeting, having a pizza and possibilities, or a sip and sample if you want to treat them to an iced tea at the Panera and you're going to bring samples to show them. You know, instead of making it sound so formal like an Avon opportunity meeting, I don't want to go to an opportunity meeting. I remember years ago somebody inviting me to an Amway meeting. I don't remember what they called it, but I knew it was going to be a meeting of some sort. I snuck out of there so quick. Oh my goodness. When I saw the flip chart and a chalkboard, it's like, nah, this isn't for me. But if somebody invited me to a Pizza and Possibilities where I knew they were going to buy a pizza for everybody and I was going to be able to sit there and listen to a little presentation, I'd be a lot more likely to go to that. Or a sip and sample, where you start talking about the opportunity, I would not be offended. You know, it's like, oh, she's giving me some great samples. She treated me to a sweet tea. I'm good. But then follow GROW, and hopefully you remember what GROW stands for when you're talking to people. So follow GROW, and GROW means get to know the person and her needs. R stands for recommending the right Avon solution. O is offer relatable stories that demonstrate your belief. And then a W is working to establish the next steps, right? And then increase add-on sales and cross-category sales with your downline. And then steal others' ideas. Think about your downline and your upline. And in one of our previous classes, I think it was Carol Warren said, she says CASE, C-A-S-E. And it stands for copy and steal everything. So I love that. CASE.
Oh, I love that too.
Yeah. Copy and steal everything. Hey, look, don't reinvent the wheel if somebody else is, you know, doing something great. Just copy and steal everything. All right. And then for the title advancement piece, you know, we just covered this, but, you know, identifying who your next leaders are, coaching your next leaders, and then coaching lower level leaders to achieve higher titles. You know, you want them to achieve higher titles. And most, all three of you have smaller teams, so a lot of this is not like pertinent for you right now, but it will be in the future, especially as you're bringing new people on. So it's identifying any of those new people that you're bringing on that are motivated. They seem to be coachable. You know, they get it. You know, their first orders have been good. They're growing their customer base. You know, they seem to click with everything. You don't want to overwhelm them in the beginning, but having a conversation with them saying, you know, there's a lot of money on the table for you right now, because new people, their bonus, and you guys are getting $20 for every qualified new recruit that you bring on. Well, your new people, within their first 7 campaigns, they get $50, $50 for every qualified new person. You don't want them to lose that opportunity. So don't wait very long, because they might say, how come you didn't tell me when I started? Because I could have earned a lot more money. And especially now with the $10 enrollment, you know, it is crucial that we get that word out to our new people. Okay, and let's talk about how your long-term team results if you identify a gap. So here's some ideas that you might try if you need to adjust your plan. You want to share best practices and how-to ideas on social media or in person. You know, you just want to share best practices. You want to duplicate your key learnings from this coaching program. So go through your application guides, read the reference guides, and share the key learnings from the program, and then recognize team members regularly. I can't tell you how important this is. Validating your team members is just so important. I mean, everybody likes to be recognized, and they may not be getting it in their current job. They may not be getting it at home from their family. So when you recognize them, even for the smallest thing, it will make a big difference. It will be memorable for them. And I'm just going to tell you a personal story. When I first became a district manager, in the very beginning, somebody told me about a company called Boost. And I ordered, I don't even know if they're still in business, but I ordered all these cool postcards that said, wow, great idea, rock star, superstar. And every campaign, from the time I got those postcards for about 2 years until I ran out of all these postcards, every campaign I wrote personal notes to every top person in different categories, like the person who recruited the most that campaign, the person who had the largest order, that was in President's Club, the person in President's Club with the largest order, the person who was established but not President's Club. So I had different categories. And about 5 years later, right before I moved to South Carolina, I went around to say goodbye to all my key people in this area. And one of the people I visited had the postcard from the very first time I sent her one still on her refrigerator 5 years later. And I was like, oh my gosh, you saved that postcard? She said, anytime I'm feeling down about myself or my business or really anything in general, if I'm feeling it, just feeling dumpy and blue, I read that postcard and it really makes me happy and puts a smile on my face. And so from that point on, I realized how important being validated is. So that's my story. But just keep that in mind. So anytime you pick up the phone and you're calling somebody to remind them about their orders going in, just say, hey, by the way, I want to tell you, last campaign, good job. I saw that, your order, or, you had 2 new people sign, whatever they did, or just thank them, thank you for putting in an order. It was, it really helped our team reach our goals, just so they know they're part of a bigger picture, but validate them for what they do, even if it's just a little thing, because it just means a lot. All right, create team competitions. I love this. Whatever you might do that's simple, for every representative in my downline that puts an order of $100 or more, you'll get in a drawing for a Skin So Soft product, or whatever. You could create competitions, or for every $100 your order is, you'll get an entry into the drawing. So if you have a $100 order, you'll get 1 entry. If you have a $200 order, you'll get 2 entries. $300, 3 entries. So, and you can do it live on Facebook. For those of you that are busy on Facebook, you could do that. Or you can just send out an email with a picture of the winner. But it's fun. It's fun to do that. And then connect the team with learning opportunities. So make sure you keep them in the loop with things that are going on, not only in our territory, but with the Southeast. Keep in touch with the Southeast Facebook page and the Avon USA. Make sure they know what's going on, because a lot of them are not engaged. But if there's something happening, just keep them in the loop. And then invest in coaching the right people. Remember, we talked about those mid-tier people, that you really don't need to worry about your top tier. And you shouldn't be wasting time on your bottom tier right now, until they move up to that mid-tier, and focus on those people and help them. And then focus on your gaps as well. Okay, let's see. So up to this point, we've really focused on tracking progress and adjusting our actions in order to succeed. So during the campaign, performance may be tracked daily or every couple of days based on the size of your downline. I know Kathy says she looks at it every day. Rose said maybe once a week. So, it really is based on the time that you have to put into it and your downline. I have a Vibe for my territory. I look at it every day after we update. You know, I just want to see where everybody is, and sometimes I have to get on the phone and you know, talk to some leaders who haven't yet placed their order. Like, it really scared me this morning, or as of yesterday, there were some really big leaders that hadn't even placed their personal order. So this morning, before we updated, I'm calling them saying, you know, what's up? You know, you're going to not get your commission check if you don't put in your order. Oh, I'm going to get it in by lunchtime. You know, I always wait to the last day. It's like, oh, don't give me a heart attack. Oh my goodness. But it really is, you know, it's your preference. But as your team gets bigger, you're going to notice that you're going to need to go into Vibe more often just to keep your finger on the pulse. And beyond the campaign, track your progress after every 6 campaigns or at the end of each quarter. And then at the end of every quarter and then at the end of the year, consider reflecting back on your results to sort of identify the lessons that you learn and, of course, celebrate your success. But being a strategic thinker is going to allow you to implement insights that you gain from your past experience so that you can avoid any missteps moving forward. So always reflect on the things that worked and the things that didn't work, and then just, you know, fill in the gaps. And then don't forget, your team is your multiplier. Evaluate what you can do for your team and what your team can do for you. Because together everyone achieves more. Alrighty.
Very true.
It is true, right?
Yep.
Whoever came up with that acronym is a genius. I love it. Always have. Okay, let me close this out. I'm going to go ahead and open up the application. And Rose, I know I put this in your little booklet, so you have the application guide as well. And this application guide is rather easy. It won't take you too long, but it says at the top here to look at your campaign progress report. So Rose, you may need help getting into Vibe. You know, get into Vibe and look at your progress report on Vibe. And you might want to print the screen and send it to me. And you don't have to worry about that because I have access to all of yours, so you really don't have to do that unless you want to. But find the gap. So in this box on the top left, I want you to put, you know, what's going well and why do you think that is? And then what are your gaps and why do you think that is? So based on the current campaign that just built out now, so we're talking about campaign 17. So we just built out. So look at that. What's going well? Why do you think that is? And then what are your gaps? And why do you think you have a gap in that area? So for example, let's just say your goal was to get $4,000 in your unit sales in order to keep your title, and you fell short by $1,000. So that would be a gap. Your $1,000, that would be a gap. And I want to know, why do you think that is? What happened? So you just need to figure out, you know, sort of analyze your business, and you might say, oh, my average order was way down and my activity, you know, is usually at 65% and my activity was only 49%. So, you know, figure those things out, look at your progress report, and then analyze your business and try to figure out, you know, why did you have that gap? And then plan to take action. So who on your team consistently places orders every campaign? Why are they so successful? And can you share their best practices with the team? So, you know, whatever, if you know what the best practices of that person, you know, when you and I are doing our one-on-one, you know, just share that with me. And is that something that you think you could tell other people on your team? You know, is it duplicable? And then who on your team places the largest orders? Why are they so successful? And can you share that with your team? And then how can you efficiently follow up with representatives who have not placed an order? I think all of you really probably know how to do that, but we'll talk about that. And what suggestions can you provide to help generate orders or motivate them? So just, you know, type in there, you know, what do you think? You know, what is it you can do? to help generate orders or motivate your team. And how many leaders do you need to keep your title? So all of you are at the place that you don't need a leader yet. So you can probably just skip that box and just go to the next, which is what else will you do to ensure overall success for this campaign? So that box, you want to talk about campaign 18. So looking at what happened in 17, what else will you be able to do in this current campaign, what in addition to what you did last campaign, to make sure that you are successful in campaign 18. All right, and then working the plan, the instructions are here, but we want you to talk about, what your goals were in the last two campaigns. So looking at campaign 16 and campaign 17. So I'm just going to come to this box. So let's just say in campaign 16, your goal was to have 2 new appointments and you ended with 1. Your goal would have been, you were -1. But let's say your campaign 16 goal for your personal sales was 400, and you actually sold 500 of your personal sales, then you were plus $100. So that was your goal. So, and look, if you get confused with any of this, just, leave the box blank and we'll talk through it, and we'll actually go into Vibe and complete this after looking at Vibe. All right, so finding the gaps. What are your biggest successes at this point? Why do you think that is? What are your biggest gaps at this point? So just, go through this application guide. It's pretty easy. And then your plan to action is asking, what will you do going forward to make sure you achieve your goals? Repeat your successes and adjust for your gaps. And then your call to action is to add or revise the activities on the 2-week calendar based on your learnings. So I don't need to see your calendar, but in order for you to fix the gaps, what are you going to change on your calendar? Are you going to add more time into prospecting? Is that where you need to fill in, your gaps? Or are you, are you struggling on your sales right now? Do you need to build your customer base? What does that look like? What are your biggest revisions on your calendar? So again, I don't need to see your calendar. I just need for you to share with me, what are you going to do on your calendar? How is that going to look differently? All right. So that was the application guide. I sent you also a reference guide, and that'll help you with this homework assignment as well. So our hot topic question for next week, and by the way, don't forget that I'm taking a really short vacation, Saturday through Tuesday. I'll be back actually Wednesday morning early, so I'll be back working. So make sure you look at that August calendar that I emailed out. For our 101 schedule is going to be a little bit different next week. I'm going to be out of the loop. I will not have my phone, my computer. I'm not going to even have cell phone service until Wednesday morning. So if you need me, certainly you can email and send a text or leave a voicemail message. And as soon as I get back where I get a signal, I'll listen or look at that on Wednesday morning when our cruise ship docks back in Tampa. But next Thursday night, as usual, we'll have our collaboration. Please be on time. And look, I hate to be the mean teacher, but I waited till like 6 minutes after 7. It's like, okay, nobody's coming to see me. Thinking that I had a recording from a previous class. And then when I went back, it's like, oh man, they were all in attendance, so I didn't record. But if you can't be on, just let me know, or if you're going to be late, just let me know that as well, so that I'll hang out, wait on you. But let's try to be on time. I was exhausted that day, so it's like, okay, nobody's here. I'm shutting my computer off and I'm going to bed. So I was still trying to catch up from being at RepFest. I was still exhausted. But anyway, so this is going to be our hot topic question. What is your proudest moment as an Avon business leader? We'll talk about that. And if you have anything, any concerns, you need my help, I will be in my office all day tomorrow, and then all day on Friday. I'm on the road on Thursday. But if you need me, just reach out. And I can't wait to hear about your accomplishments during our one-on-one coaching calls next week. But if you aren't achieving your goals now, I know that you can once you adjust your plan, figure out your gaps, and get that all together. So any questions, ladies?
I have a question. This is Mary.
Hey, Mary.
Hey, are the new reps getting the new Avon system, or are they still giving them the old system that we have?
No, they will automatically be put on the 2.0, the new system.
Oh, you're breaking up. I didn't.
Yes.
I didn't hear your response.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes, they every new representative coming on board automatically goes into the 2.0, the new system.
They're getting the new system?
Yes.
Okay, so that means that I cannot really train them unless I'm looking at their system then, because see, I have the old system.
So, have you received?
We're at a disadvantage.
Yeah. Well, look, they receive emails from Avon with links to take them in to look at that.
I can't understand you because I don't know, it's not working right.
I don't know. Must be. So, Kathy and Rose, do you guys hear me okay? I think it must be Mary's computer.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm hearing you, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
my computer. I hate this computer. I just bought it not 6-7 months ago.
I hate it. So, if they have any issues with the 2.0, let me know and I will find a training on how to operate the 2.0.
Well, you see, I'm trying to help them put in their first orders, but if their system is different, I have the old system, then they don't see what I see. That's why we've been running into gaps. I was trying to figure out why we have this disconnect. Now I think I know why. And I don't even know what the new system looks like.
So, Kathy,
I don't know
let
how
me
to
ask
help
you
them now.
Kathy, have you switched over to the 2.0?
Yeah, I was
No,
part of the trial group.
Yeah.
No, I have not.
So I've been on it for a couple months now.
Yeah, so Mary, when you log into youravon.com, is there not on the top of the page where it says switch now? Or I just remember when I opened up youravon.com, on the home page on the top, it had me click to switch over. So you need to log in and check that out.
From RepFest, they sent the emails, and then you were automatically loaded the next morning.
Right. Yeah, Mary, because pretty soon they're going to shut you off and you won't have access to any of that.
Yeah, I would call Avon, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I guess they will send me a message or something. I mean,
so
I guess they will. I would assume.
Yeah, look, I recommend that you call customer service and ask them when you'll be getting the invite to join the 2.0. It's called Your Avon 2.0. Your Avon 2.0. Did you get that, Mary?
No, I didn't. I can't.
Okay.
I can't hear what you're saying.
Yeah, you need. Let me type it in the chat box.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Let me stop this recording.
I hate